Hello and welcome back to the Age of the Ring mod for Battle of Middle-earth 2, and today we are showing off another tournament map, the Tournament Fords of Eisen 4. Why 4, you ask? Because there's 4 players you can play with altogether. And today we are playing as 2 Mordor against 2 Isengard. And the story behind all this is that Mordor overheard Saruman's intent. Well, one of the Nazgul, or just one of the orcs of Mordor that joined with Saruman, overheard his plots to work against the Dark Lord, and after he sent spies into the land of Mordor to claim information under his name as he was known back in Valinor, Kulunir, one of those orcs managed to find out something after much torture. And now, the orcs of Mordor have come to teach Isengard and Saruman a lesson in who is the boss and who is not. And if this doesn't work, then Sauron isn't a very good boss, is he? If you can't keep your employees in check, you're not a very good boss.
The work never ends here.
Now then, the main difference in these Fords of Eisen maps, or this tournament map, is the addition of 2 more crossroads in the river. So it's not only there's no longer just 3 pathways in. There's now 5, and I believe there's an 8-person version of this map, which I might show off in the future. But I think it's okay to show off the 3-person map first. So the Isengard have already started off by showing bringing out their wildmen, which isn't bad. The wildmen are decent. They're definitely something to be afraid of in number. But so are we. And the best thing is we get a buff when we're together. I don't believe they do. Oh yeah, they do. That's the thing though. They're not, although they're not as horde as the orcs, if you let them attack buildings for long enough, they start claiming all the resources you paid for them. So they're more than worth it if you leave them alive. So I'm going to try and deal with them as quickly as possible. And with me being the front person today, because I thought, why don't I be in front for once? I can't let the AI do everything for me. And so this is what we're going to do. No, we don't really want the banner carriers with orcs because they don't live long enough. They don't live long enough for the banner carriers to be worth something. So we won't use them. I was originally planning to do a 2v2 on the new Osgiliath map, but unfortunately, sometimes the AI bugs out. Sometimes the AI only focuses me, and it gets annoying. Especially since it's very difficult to traverse to your allies' base, so you're always thinking, if the AI don't play fair, or nice one-on-one on 2 sides, then yeah. AI don't follow your rules, they follow their own rules, which is why I hate the AI so much. We can only hope we're going to get somewhere at the end of this. Because Isengard and Mordor are often known for their abilities to just continuously fight and not really get an answer, because orcs are cheap. They are very cheap, and with their horde mechanic, it's actually worth thinking of us making a lot of them in the early game, and then you start going into the Morgul orcs. So we're going to get the Doom Pyres just so we can get the Akorihil and Vava out more efficiently and more cost efficient. Yeah, just more efficiently. So then, there's still the wild pits that have always been there. The signal fires, I believe, are new. I may be wrong on that. I don't play the Fords of Eisen much, although it was the first video I ever did for YouTube on the Fords of Eisen. But for anyone who hasn't played on the Fords of Eisen at least once in their Battle of Middle-earth career should rethink their knowledge of the game, because Forza Visor map is the most famous map that they even added in this kind of map. They made a winter version of it for the Battlefield Middle-earth 2 edition that they made, the HD edition, which I was using for a bit, but then I had to stop using because sometimes it involves audio that can't be shown, like when Gandalf dies, he says "Fly you fools" and you hear all that music. It's beautiful, but copyrighted, so you can understand the conundrum I was in. So yeah, I actually had to redo at least 2 of my Battlefield Middle-earth 2 campaign videos back in the day. Say how long I've been doing playing this game for, and say how long I've been doing these videos for. It's quite interesting to look back on the campaign, because the Battlefield Middle-earth 2 campaign is just it's so nostalgic. The Battlefield Middle-earth 1 campaign wasn't as memorable, because you don't always have those fun battles where everything was new, and because you always had new starts in the Battlefield Middle-earth 2 campaign. Plus there were also the goblins, so those was more things to show off. How dare you destroy my armory? I'm going to rebuild it just to spite you. Listen up. Now we'll have a Corey Hill in a separate command group. We'll have the rest of our orcs, who we keep getting more of as well. We keep making more orcs. We'll just keep sending them in. I believe I was saying something about Mordor and Isengard often going back and forth with each other before I said some stuff about the campaign. But yeah, the Battlefield Middle-earth 2 campaign is... oh wait, no, that's the wrong thing. Wrong topic. Mordor often, because they have so many cheap units, can build so much and still have an economy just by lining up at least 5 hordes of orcs, and then just building more resource buildings and just things like that. Because you often don't lose all your orcs immediately. You often keep them for a long time before they actually go. So actually stop making some of them and then do the upgrade. We've lost all our orcs. Now then, what can we show off of Mordor we haven't already shown off before? That's a good question, because we've only shown off Mordor once. And we showed off a lot. We showed off Sauron, we showed off the Witch King, Moloch, Map of Sauron, Gothmog. We showed off everything, really. It was a very fun video to record as well, I will admit. The Hordes and Hordes of Orcs video was probably one of my favourite videos to record of the Age of the Rings series currently. Anyways, have our orcs stay here. Actually, no. I'm going to start replacing our orcs with Uruks. So, yeah. Replacing orcs with Uruks. We no longer need other things. No. Only of these guys are rank 2 yet. Yes, they are. The Forged Blades and... No, not Fire Arrows. Get the Heavy Armour. I forget that only because that looks like Troll Armour. It doesn't belong to the Trolls directly. Plus the Trolls can't use Heavy Armour. Because of having Heavy Armour always. But yeah, Isengard and Mordor are very similar. Instead of having Orc units to start off with in their early tiers, they have the Wildmen. Granted, not as cheap as the Orcs, but they can make their money back very quickly just by attacking. And start making those Black Uruks. Yeah, many times I wanted to do something like a very limited roster of units you can use. Because like oh, you can't use just orcs because they're used all the time. There's always orcs. Whenever you play as Mordor, you always see orcs. But I was thinking, no, you know what? I want to try with just Easterlings or just trolls or just siege equipment because siege equipment is OP for Mordor. And I always end up doing just using orcs and orcs and orcs, just because not because it's an easy road out of danger, but it's just the way Mordor runs. Without the orcs, you have no early game potential, and you just get battered into submission. Just have no way of coming back. But I must admit, they have made a nice few changes to the roster. That does give you can just start with the Variags of Canned, but they cost 550 each, and when you're limited to only 1,000 resources to start with, Mordor does need those orcs you can just throw in and you don't care that you die because they just come back. You don't care about your orcs. I shouldn't have gotten heavy armor. I realised you can't use heavy armor. That's 1,000 gone. But at the same time, how much I've already made back, like I didn't lose anything in the first place. So, don't really need slaughterhouses, but we've got more than the Golgoroth armor is, so let's just get some more of them. Yeah, even just here, I'm not spamming any units anymore. And our ally is being able to deal with 2 hard Isengard AIs with nothing more than orcs. Orcs and the odd unit of Variags of Canned. So that just shows Mordor's power. They are probably the strongest faction currently. Even though in my opinion it should be the Orcs of the Gundabad. Because they just spam. But their units aren't as strong as the Orcs. I don't think they have that horde mentality either, where you get enough of them, they just start tutoring each other. Let's keep all the Orcs out of this for now. They're not needed. So I remember showing off the Black Orcs a bit in my first overview of the of Mordor, but after that I didn't really show off many of the elite orcs. So the Morgul orcs and the Black Orcs are what we're going to be limited to right now, and only them. I think for now it makes sense we just use the Orcs. Wait, what? Okay, they also get the buff as the Morgul orcs. I thought so, because even though it doesn't say it here, I kind of felt like it was implied. And they say they're elite infantry. Are these classes elite infantry? No, they're just okay. Well, Morgul orcs are stuck behind 1,500 resources, so it does make sense they're a little harder to kill and a little more important to your overall dynamic. I'm just strategizing here because as much as I enjoy this mod, it is a very fun mod, has a lot of beautiful details and changes to the game that just make it's just better life changes, quality of life changes that really make this game even more fun than what it already was in the first place. There's so much funny and goofy ways that you can just play the game, but the AI often messes up. Oh yeah, just random pikemen almost killed a Nazgul like that. See, before, the Nazgul weren't that weak. Sending them through a weak pikeman unit normally wouldn't do that much damage. That kind of damage would be expected from Uruk-hai pikemen. But now they've managed to make the Nazgul balance by making them even weaker than what they usually were. Which is a fun way to say, if you mess up, you really feel it. Because the Nazgul are meant to be, they are glass cannons. Because obviously in lore, they can't die. They just keep coming back. So they're more used to death. They don't really care if they die. But obviously, in this game, death is costing you money, and that's what you need. I'm just rambling on. If you guys don't mind me rambling on like this, then don't bother saying anything. But if you do think I ramble on too much and not focusing on the game as much, just say so. I won't feel offended by it. I'll just say, oh, okay, and I'll focus more on the game. Because to be honest, if you just keep playing try hard in Battle for Middle-earth 2, it gets boring. To be honest, I wouldn't be sure, 100% sure, because I've never played PvP. Playing PvP might change your whole perspective on the game, but I've never played it. I don't think I ever want to play it, because this was my childhood game. Many people would say something like playing Super Mario Brothers or Sonic the Hedgehog would be their childhood experiences. But I can honestly say, without a doubt, Battle for Middle-earth is one of my favourite games. And to be honest, I feel playing PvP might spoil my liking for this game so much. Granted, it's got many flaws. It's an old game, it's going to have a lot of flaws. But it's also so fun. It's so fun because anything can happen and you never realise it. But yeah, look at that. That's just an entire army of orcs that belong to the enemy. Yeah, that I didn't realise. But yeah, just like this, we've brought an entire army of upgraded black orcs and actually doing damage, but they are killing us as well. So it allows the game to continue. But obviously, you save up all that for this time. Having a massive army is going to be terrorising for any even a player. It'll be terrorising. But yeah, to be honest, it takes too much out of you to try and play PvP because you always have to be on mark with everything, and I feel like I'm not like that half the time. So I play games to enjoy them. If I no longer enjoy the game, then I won't play it. Because what's the point of playing a game you cannot enjoy? And that's what I feel many people's perspective should be on games. If you don't enjoy it, why are you playing it? Obviously, money may be the first thing people will say. But if it's not for money, then why are you playing the game? Because if you're just going to play a game that just grinds you down and gets you annoyed, and you hate having to play certain modes of it because like the players are salty, or you just can't keep up with most people that are at your skill level, then just don't play it. If it's that taxing on you and you really can't enjoy it, don't play it. Because to be honest, that's the whole point of games. If you can't enjoy the game, then you're just hurting yourself by just taxing your body into trying stuff you can't do. But anyway, enough with just talking random trollop that half you guys probably aren't going to want to listen to. We've already defeated one of the Isengard AI, or on the brink of doing it, and the other is almost dead. Because yeah, look at how my allies built up, and then look at their guys. They haven't built a single resource building. Yeah, I feel like this may be the last video of the Age of the Ring mod. I've shown off a nice bit of it. I will admit, I have enjoyed it, but it's just when you're trying to show off a video and you've been trying to record for an hour, and the AI never do anything you want them to. Like, they never build resources, or they just overtax you to where you can't actually commentate and play. You can only do one of the two. Yeah. This will be the last video of the Age of the Ring mod for now. When a new faction comes out, I'll show off like 2-3 videos of it, just showing you everything about it. But to be honest, there's not really much else to show about this faction. The main things were the ring heroes being made stronger, and Smaug, and then Gundabad. And yep, 20 minutes in, and it is done. So I hope you all enjoy the Age of the Ring mod for what it is right now. In the future, I hope they will hopefully will make some kind of change to the AI to make them do stuff, is the nicest way to put it, because sometimes they never make resources, as I've already said. Sometimes they never build enough siege battles. You can never play with them because often they never do anything. It's just the fact that when you're on your own and you don't have any friends to play Battle for Middle-earth with, you can enjoy it, especially the campaigns. The campaigns were well done. The campaigns were really well done, which is why I did them on this as well. But yeah, this is the Age of the Ring for now. I believe the next faction to bring out is Imladris. I have been keeping up with what they're doing. So the next time you'll see Age of the Ring will be the Imladris faction. But I think we'll be showing off some of the Edain mod when we return to Battle for Middle-earth 2. If you guys want, if you'd like to see the current Edain mod, version 4.4, because 4.5 has been put on hold for years now. It feels like years. Or if you prefer to see the older Edain 3.81, I can always do that. It will take a while because I'd have to find the English translator patch and put that in and all that. But it can be done. After all, these videos are made for your entertainment. Yes, they're made for my entertainment as well, because I always enjoy seeing AI get ousted by me. But I also do it to try and find new exotic ways to make the game fun. Because Battle for Middle-earth is a very, very fun game. And as I said, I've been rambling on for too long again. I hope you all enjoyed. I hope in the future to start bringing out more videos a day. And maybe show off some other games. The Last Days of the Third Age got a nice new update to make things look a little smoother for Mountain Blade, if anyone would like to see that. Anyway, I will see you all next time. Farewell.